Two of the nation's most recognizable political figures, Bill and Hillary Clinton, will sit for in-person depositions in Congress's Jeffrey Epstein investigation.
Bill Clinton has stated he's willing to answer any questions about Epstein publicly. Hillary Clinton has challenged Republicans directly. You want to ask questions? Let's do it in public, in front of the entire world. Let's hold a hearing on Epstein. We're ready. Now James Comer is backtracking, suggesting the deposition should be conducted in secret rather than publicly. The allegations in those files, particularly against Trump and his current White House circle, are vile and disturbing. Last night, Comer appeared on Fox News explaining why he's refusing the Clintons' request for public testimony.
She wants to tell you how to do your job. You're saying no.
No, look, she has moved the goalposts millions of times throughout this entire process, then fires out an email attacking me today, accusing me of moving the goalpost, and she's the one who's tried to move the goalpost again. She agreed to a standard deposition. The deposition will be made public. So what she's asking for is already going to happen. The deposition will be videoed. You'll have the audio and a transcript. Everyone in America will have access to it. Every deposition I've ever done in the 3 years I've been chairman of the House Oversight Committee, we have released the transcript and the video and the audio. So what she's asking for is already going to happen. But what she really wants, Sean, is a committee hearing. And everyone that's ever watched a committee hearing in Congress, including the one in the House this week with the Treasury Secretary, knows that committee hearings are more for entertainment than substance. The deposition is for substance. This is a serious investigation. The purpose of the investigation is to get justice for the victims and to figure out why the government failed the victims and who the bad guys were and if they can be held accountable. So this is about the victims. This isn't about the Clintons. The Clintons are trying to play the victim cards. The victims of Epstein are the victims, not the Clintons.
Speaker Mike Johnson has been running from reporters when asked why Trump won't sit down for questioning. The MAGA Republican strategy has backfired spectacularly. They attempted to make this about the Clintons, and the Clintons responded by demanding public testimony.
Shouldn't Trump have to answer some questions too? He's been named more than 1,000 times in these documents.
The president submits to press inquiries every day.
Not under oath, not under oath.
Not under oath, but he's asked the questions all the time and he answers them. We'll see where it goes.
Trump himself appeared terrified in recent interviews, suddenly claiming he's upset that Republicans want to investigate Bill Clinton, stating it bothers him and even breaks his heart. Trump's chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, echoed this message. Trump deployed regime loyalists like Scott Jennings to praise Bill Clinton because they're terrified he'll testify truthfully. Trump appears on these files 38,000 times, more than Harry Potter is mentioned in the Harry Potter books, more than Jesus is referenced in the Bible. Listen to Trump claiming he's bothered by the Clinton investigation, despite being the one who orchestrated it as a distraction from his own extensive Epstein connections.
NBC News broke the story today. I don't know if you saw it, that the Democrats are already saying, if you bring President Bill Clinton and he has to testify, we're bringing President Trump. What do you say to that?
I think they might say that, but they've already brought me. See, I've been brought. They had me indicted many times. Many times.
And the president had some surprising thoughts about former President Bill Clinton.
It bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill Clinton.
What do you like about him?
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me. He understood me. He was the one that said very famously that you don't want to run against Trump when there were 18 people. There was 18 people, including me, total. And he kept telling them, you don't want to run against Trump. Run against anyone. Don't run against Trump. And Hillary sort of laughed at him.
Trump's propagandists on CNN then claimed Clinton supporters now love Trump, attempting to create a false narrative of political unity.
It's true. People are saying it's part of the millennial midlife crisis.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing Donald Trump's gotten in common with Bill Clinton. We got all his voters now. All the good old boy Union Democrats that voted for Bill Clinton in middle America, they now vote for Donald Trump. That is one connection in history that you'll never be able to shake. All these blue-collar, non-college, working-class guys from West Kentucky and other places in middle America where I'm from, they were Clinton. They were the biggest Clinton people I knew. And now they love Trump. They've abandoned the Democratic Party. So what do they have in common? We took all of Clinton's coalition, and now Trump's the president.
I don't want to play politics with this. If you're in the Epstein files, you need to get dragged out.
This follows the performative theater from James Comer, who previously claimed on Laura Ingraham that Republicans want transparency more than Democrats.
The media has tried to make it out that Republicans didn't want to get to the bottom of this, that Republicans didn't want to be transparent. I can assure you Republicans want transparency more than Democrats, and we're going to do our job. We're going to provide oversight, and I think that we've got an administration that wants to be transparent. So I'm anxious to get started with this, and hopefully we'll be bringing people in very soon to depose them and interview them.
Last week, Comer held a hearing centered entirely on Clinton, claiming Clinton is integral to our sex trafficking investigation and his testimony is critical. Yet now that Clinton wants to testify publicly, Comer refuses. How dare Comer and MAGA Republicans weaponize sex as a distraction from Trump's 38,000 appearances in these files? Stop invoking victims' names while defaming them, leaking their identities, and re-traumatizing them. Stop using survivors as props for Russian-style propaganda. Putin also appears throughout the files with Epstein. Many analysts believe Epstein operated a compromise operation for Putin. Republicans aren't doing this for victims. They're deflecting from Trump's central role in the Epstein network.
Today, the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform meets to advance 2 resolutions recommending that the House of Representatives find former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress for refusing to comply with duly issued subpoenas. The committee does not take this action lightly, but subpoenas are not mere suggestions. They carry the force of law and require compliance. Former President Clinton and Secretary Clinton were legally required to appear for depositions before this committee. They refused. As Democrat Ranking Member Garcia stated, and I quote, "Defying a congressional subpoena is highly illegal," end quote. He also stated, and I quote, "No one is above the law." Actions have consequences. 6 months ago, Republicans and Democrats on the House Oversight Committee's Federal Law Enforcement Subcommittee unanimously approved deposition subpoenas for the Clintons by voice vote as part of our investigation into the federal government's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell criminal cases. More than 5 months ago, I issued those bipartisan subpoenas. The Clintons' testimony is critical to understanding Epstein's network and the ways he sought to curry favor and influence to shield himself from scrutiny. Their testimony may also inform how Congress can strengthen laws to better combat human trafficking.
Comer appeared on Fox with Maria Bartiromo, threatening to hold the Clintons in contempt if they don't comply, even though they're demanding to testify publicly.
Congressman, you also in the House have taken a step closer to referring the Clintons, Bill and Hillary, for criminal charges. Why?
Well, they failed to comply with a lawful subpoena, and the majority of Democrats on the House Oversight Committee agreed with all the Republicans that they are not above the law and they should be held in contempt of Congress. We'll be voting on that for the full House next week, and I expect every Republican and a bunch of Democrats to vote for that.
Recall that in February 2015, Trump campaigned heavily on attacking Bill Clinton's connections to Epstein's Island. Meanwhile, newly released files show Epstein was simultaneously meeting with people in Trump's circle and having extensive conversations with Steve Bannon.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Yesterday, President Trump, in the NBC interview, said that it bothers me that somebody is going after Bill Clinton. That somebody is the House Oversight Chairman, James Comer, a Republican. Why is the president bothered that they're investigating Bill Clinton and his Epstein ties?
Look, I think that the president has respect for the former president of the United States, Bill Clinton. He said yesterday himself they've shared a good relationship, and that's what he was reiterating in that NBC interview.
Hillary Clinton's official statement laid out the situation clearly. For 6 months, we engaged Republicans on the Oversight Committee in good faith. We told them what we know under oath. They ignored all of it, moved the goalpost, and turned accountability into distraction. So let's stop the games. If you want this fight, James Comer, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing. Cameras on, we will be there. The Clintons are ready for public testimony. MAGA Republicans are now blocking it.
Today we heard that the Clintons set deposition dates to testify before the House Oversight Committee. Any reaction to that and related to the Epstein?
I think it's a shame, to be honest. I always liked him. Her, yeah. She's a very capable woman. She was better in debating than some of the other people, I will tell you that. She was smart woman. I hate to see it in many ways. I hate to see it. But, then I look at me. They went after me like, they wanted me to go to jail for the rest of my life. Then it turned out I was innocent, very innocent. I had a friend that said, a very smart friend, he's a very wealthy man, knows the life, streetwise guy. He said, you have to be the most honest person anywhere in the world because there's never been anybody who's been examined up and down. I have hundreds of thousands of pages of documents, millions of pages. With all of that, they found absolutely nothing wrong. Remember, his tax returns, they fought for years and years. And then the Supreme Court, I was surprised, they ruled I had to give my tax returns. I'm the only one that had to ever do that. But I had to give my tax returns. I gave my tax returns. They hired the best accounting firms in the world. They found nothing.
Trump continues claiming he feels bad that Clinton has to testify, questioning why it needs to be public, while he himself should be the one testifying publicly. Regardless of political affiliation, the facts are clear. Bill and Hillary Clinton have demanded public testimony. MAGA is blocking it, and Trump claims he's the most honest person anywhere in the world because investigators examined millions of pages of documents and found absolutely nothing wrong, except they found 38,000 references to him in the Epstein files. The Clintons have called the bluff. They're willing to testify publicly. Trump and Republicans are blocking that testimony because they know what it would reveal about Trump's central role in the Epstein network.